A very good afternoon to one and all. Myself, Prajwal Sanjay Shinde, a student from final year B Pharm from MGV's Pharmacy College, Panchavati, Nasik, speaking before you all to present on the topic how can women become physically and mentally more capable. Women can become mentally more capable by good education, knowing the things about the woman empowerment, becoming financially independent, and the most realizing concept is that they have to understand that they have the potential to carry out the confidence irrespective of their gender inequality. So basically there are three L's of the women's empowerment. Let me talk briefly about each of them. So first one is the leadership. Let me begin with the learning. By this I mean the overriding of the importance of the women's education, the foundation upon which everything else must be built. Education is both an elevator and a springboard. It allows the people to raise themselves up and to break down the divides which keeps them apart. At its best, education is the breaker of shackles, that is the shackles of exclusion and insularity. If we think of life as a long race, it is the education that provides the learning, the training, the nourishment, as well as the good support. Education has always been the wide avenue of opportunity. It was the US trailblazing education policy that helped drive its economic leadership across the 20th century, and the gender inequality, which was the crucial component of the strategy. Now, let me talk about the second L. This means to what comes after learning, that is the labor, LABOR. Letting women flourish and achieve their true potential in the world of work. Women represent half of the world's population, yet they verify far less of the major economic activity. Today, there are about 865 million women across the world who have the potential to contribute more fully, that is, they can almost block a billion. When women do participate, they tend to be stuck in low-paying, low-status jobs. Globally, women earn only about 3/4 as much as the men. This is true even if the same level of education and in the same occupation. Surely, one of the basic norms of justice is equal pay for equal work. Women are also represented in the informal sector of the economy, that is, unprotected in unskilled work with unstable earning. Too often, they carry the burden of work that is unpaid, unseen, unreported, and unappreciated. Globally, women spend twice as much time on the household chores as men and 4 times as much time on the work. With this stark reality, it is not surprising that girls and women are the main victims of the extreme poverty in the world today. They make up to 70% of the billion people trying to eke out an existence on less than $1 a day. They are to be first to be submerged by the economic crisis. This brings me to the third L today. I have talked about the learning and the labor. The final link in the chain is the leadership, letting women rise to top on the strength of their innate abilities and talents. We all know the problem across all the fields of work. The higher you climb, the fewer women we see. So let me conclude today with some words from the Slavia Plath, that is, which says that we shall by morning inherit the earth, our foot's in the door. We have certainly made great strides toward gender inequality, but while our foot might be in the door, we are standing outside in the cold. It is now time to fulfill the promise to create a world where every girl from every corner of every continent can fulfill her potential without impediment and without prejudice. To make sure that nobody ever again will doubt for an instance that a woman can be a top surgeon or indeed a true leader in any field that she might choose. If we dare the difference will definitely deliver. So thank you so much.